Good morning. Another day on shift, another day to climb. Before I get going on this climb for Squad 41's Michael Lyons, best of both worlds out of the Bronx, we're going to take a look at something real quick. These are the 343 brothers, fathers, uncles, sons, our brother. These guys made the ultimate sacrifice. Don't forget, these here are only a portion of the initial rescue effort before the recovery effort began. Working ground zero. 9/11/2001 will forever be in our hearts and our minds. So now let's carry our brother to the top. 110 floors for Michael Lyons. So this is our brother right here, Michael Lyons. And right now we're taking him 110 floors, all the way to the top of the tower. This 110 is dedicated with honor and respect to his wife, Elaine, his daughter, Caitlin, and his daughter he never knew, Mary Michael, who was actually named with her middle name after her father. Our brother did time there at the Fighting 44s for 5.5 years before transferring over to Squad 41 out of Bronx and the Harlem, the best of both worlds. This 110 floors will finish his footsteps from working in the South Tower, providing rescues as part of the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history, along with 342 other brothers who made the ultimate sacrifice so that others would live. Prior to the recovery effort, we will never forget, we will always remember. Today's the second day on tour. Second climb heading vertical. And this one right now is for Squad 41, Michael Lyons. Just about to kick off the first vertical, all the way to the top. Today's September 2nd, live from Sunland Park Fire Department, Station number 2's gym. The 343 commitment and still counting is going vertical. Michael Lyons was a known to kid and practical joke. Worked a lot of different jobs prior to getting on to the FDNY. He graduated with Manhattan College with a degree in mechanical engineering, and he actually did some engineering work on the side as part of his normal jobs. He would do some it said inspecting for the fire department for buildings. He drove a hot dog truck. He also drove an ice cream truck, and he was known by his wife Elaine as just a big kid. He left behind his wife Elaine, his daughter Caitlin, and his daughter he never met, Mary Michael. Like I said, he did a little over 5.5 years at the Fighting 44s in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, where Lieutenant Bobby Jones is stationed at. I just was at the 44s, my last trip to New York City, where we had coffee for a while and talked there in the kitchen at 44s. Beautiful kitchen table. The Fighting 44s routed right inside of it. Gorgeous. So to Bobby and the Fighting 44s, again, thank you for the hospitality. And right now we're taking Michael Lyons, Squad 41, to the 110th floor. So Michael applied for the FDNY out of high school. And like I said, he didn't get called for a while. So he went to college, Manhattan College in the Bronx, and graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering. He actually worked at a deli in Yonkers, where he met his wife, who was a waitress there, his wife Elaine. When he was at the deli, his practical joke side came out, and it said that he would actually glue a quarter to the floor and watch the customers try to pick it up. And then he would also put, I guess, leftover fat from corned beef into his co-workers' shoes while they're at the deli. So while he was at the Fighting 44s, he wanted to transfer to Squad 41, to the squad. And as funny as it sounds, he actually used to call the squad, and first words out of his mouth are, "Hey bro," according to what I read. He would call him up and say, "Hey bro," every single time. Well, from what it said, there was a lieutenant that didn't like being called bro. So over time, he actually won him over with his passion and his kindness. And so he kept calling him "Hey bro" every time. So bro was like a loving word of kindness from him. And ultimately he made the squad. So Squad 41 is part of the Special Operations Command of the FDNY. Specialists in all kinds of rescue, high angle, low angle, technical trench, some hazardous materials. These guys are part of SOC, as I was saying, similar to the rescues 1 through 5 and Hazmat Company 1. Last seen working in the South Tower and part of the greatest rescue effort in United States history. We will not forget the sacrifices made so that others would live. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for our brother, Firefighter Michael Lyons from Squad 41. Left behind his wife Elaine and daughters Caitlin and Mary Michael, who was actually named with the middle name after her father. It was said that Elaine said that he would be away for a few days at a time, because of work and taking care of his responsibilities for the family. But when he would come home, he would go straight to playing with and changing his kids and feeding them and his girls. He always took care of them. So they lived, I believe it was at Hawthorne, and he was also a volunteer firefighter there when they lived there. His wife Elaine said when they would get a tone out that Michael would tell her, "I'll be back in 5 minutes." And he'd head out the door to the alarm. For our brother who never made it back, we climb. We finish the footsteps that went before us. We continue to carry forward their legacies. This is the reason these climbs exist. To always remember, to never forget why we climbed. They were brothers, husbands, uncles, our brothers, fathers, you name it. They deserve honor and respect for the bravery and heroism shown that day and so many days after, so that others would live. And right now, Squad 41 is going up for the third time. Third out of 6, brother. Halfway point for Squad 41 to be accounted 100%. Pushing all the way to the top with honor and respect given for firefighter Michael Lyons. In his honor and memory, for his wife Elaine, daughters Caitlin and Mary Michael left behind. He will never be forgotten. Pushing him up for Squad 41 out of the Bronx. Best of both worlds, Bronx and Harlem. Going there now. 110 floors to finish the footsteps of those who went before, carrying them symbolically to the top of the tower. So currently this climb is 43 floors in at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Next vertical should put us at a little over the halfway mark for this climb for our brother, Squad 41's Michael Lyons. As I said before, his previous tour was 5.5 years at the Fighting 44s in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, where Lieutenant Bobby Jones is currently stationed. My brother, who I had a really good cup of coffee with the last time I was up there. Seeing the backside of the house, way different from just the front. Spending time together, it was amazing. So right now, Squad 41 is making that third trip out of 6 to the 110th floor. For our brother, who was a mechanical engineer, drove a hot dog stand cart, had his ice cream truck, did a bunch of odd jobs before the FDNY, where he worked in the deli in Yonkers and met his wife, Elaine. He worked the counter. She was a server, a waitress. For our brother, his wife and daughters, this is a commitment made to never forget. So many people have decided to just let it go, to forget. We can't. We made a promise to honor that commitment We must carry our brothers' stories and legacies forward. This is 110 floors of doing just that. Another brother closer to that 200th climb in Seattle, Tacoma, with Brother Alan Martinez in the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb at SeaTac Airport. Getting closer. This coming weekend, I believe if it's the upcoming one, is the Orlando Tunnel to Towers 5K. Following, I'll be at New Orleans. And after that, at the end of the month, back to New York City for the New York City Tunnels to Towers 5K, where we run between Brooklyn and Manhattan through the Battery Tunnel. Going there with honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. Getting over the halfway point on this vertical for firefighter Michael Lyons, Bronx's best of both worlds, Bronx and Harlem, Squad 41, part of the Special Operations Command of the FDNY. Spec Ops with Hazmat Company 1, all the rescues, and the squads. To be on the squad, our brothers had to be specialized in high angle, trench, confined space, and some hazmat. But right now we're pushing them to the vertical, to the top of the tower, symbolically going with me, taking my footsteps to take them up. For those just joining, welcome from Sunland Park, New Mexico, Station 2 in the gym for the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for firefighter Michael Lyons, Squad 41. And we're going vertical as we speak. 63 floors, 17 minutes in. We're over the halfway point by just a little bit. 3 verticals out till this climb is finished. We're on the 5th of 7 on the verticals for this 110 floors for firefighter Michael Lyons, for his wife Elaine, his daughter Caitlin, and his other daughter Mary Michael. A promise was made and a commitment was kept. Your husband and father will never be forgotten. I always remembered that right now he's being carried 110 floors to the top of the tower. We're going north, finishing his footsteps from the rescue effort where he was last seen in the South Tower. Pushing him up, finishing this climb. going north for our brother to be accounted. We will never forget 9/11, the terrorist attack, the rescue effort, the recovery effort. This is why we climb. This is the reason we will never forget, to keep our brothers' memories alive, so that their families know they will not be forgotten. Hey, LT Bobby, I mentioned to you earlier there at Fighting 44s when I was talking about his previous 5.5 years for Michael Lyons. Pushing him up, step by step, closer to the next floor. For our brother, a mechanical engineer who went to school at Manhattan College in the Bronx, to his career with the FDNY, both at the Fighting 44s, there in the upper side of Manhattan, to the tour with Squad 41. Best of both worlds out of Harlem, or the Bronx and Harlem. Going vertical. Second to last of the verticals. And it's steaming. It's becoming a sauna. Mask is getting all fogged up, but we're reaching. Gonna reach that top vertical, 110th floor before we go anywhere. Outside of getting a call, of course. So we're getting there for firefighter Michael Lyons, Squad 41. Like I said before, when he was trying to get on the squad, he used to call the station and he would say, "Hey bro," and every time he called, "Hey bro," but there was an unnamed lieutenant who didn't like the "hey bro" part, but over time, firefighter Lyons smooth things over, and he started with Squad 41, which was his final response on 9/11, 2001. It's hard to believe, 17 years in just a few days. We will never forget. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for firefighter Michael Lyons. FDNY Squad 41. The Bronx is better than both worlds. They're in the Bronx and Harlem. Hey, Jerry. So now we've got one more Little rest spot. One more vertical setup. And 101st to the 110th. For this climb for firefighter Michael Lyons. Part of FDNY's Special Operations Command, Squad 41. Calm my breathing down a little bit before we hit this last vertical. We're going vertical for our brother right here, Michael Lyons, out of Squad 41 in the Bronx. The best of both worlds. Reaching the top of the tower is the ultimate goal. Third brother of 6 out of Squad 41 to be going up before all 6 are held accountable in the 343 commitment initial climbs. Every truck, every squad, every rescue, every engine battalion as part of the 343 will become complete at the completion of that unit's climbs until they all reach the top. It's kind of hard to see now, but I still know I'm climbing for firefighter Michael Lyons. From Squad 41, for his wife Elaine, his daughter Caitlin, and his daughter Mary Michael, whose middle name was given after her father, who never got to meet her because of 9/11. As I said before, he was a volunteer with Hawthorne Fire Department, and when an alarm would go off, he would tell his wife Elaine, "I'll be back in 5 minutes." When he was out the door. And this last vertical is almost done. Before the last few steps, the last few floors for this 110, given in honor and respect of the sacrifices made 9/11/2001 so that others could live. All right. So now, 2 floors left in this 110. For firefighter Michael Lyons, who held a degree in mechanical engineering, who did work for the FDNY for building inspections, who had his own hot dog truck, or drove one around, who drove around an ice cream truck. Our brother held many jobs and said he would be gone for a few days at a time. But he put a halt to the engineering job so he could be there with his family. We cannot forget the sacrifices made so that others would live on 9/11/2001 during the rescue effort, and in the end still counting following with the recovery effort. The initial 343 commitment will be finished, and the end still counting memorial climbs will commence. Right now, firefighter Michael Lyons from the Bronx, Squad 41, is going that vertical. Almost reaching that top. Almost to the 110th floor. In honor and respect given. This climb is dedicated to his wife Elaine, who they met working in a deli when they were younger in Yonkers, to which Michael was a practical joker, and he would glue a quarter to the floor to see the customer's response in trying to pick it up. And he was also said to have put corned beef fat in the shoes of his coworkers. To his daughters, Caitlin and Mary Michael. To Squad 41, the FDNY off and on the line. To the Fighting 44s. To the FDNY in general off and on the line. And to anyone who will never forget and always remember. All right, brother. We have finished 110 floors. Brother Lyons, rest easy. Squad 41, rest easy. We got it from here.